Adrian!
Alright, we're back.
Yes.
Now, from what I've found on the Wikipedia, we're almost done. We are almost done. Okay. Alright.
Hooray! Whoa.
Mary?
What do you, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? Want any damn flowers? Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
I'm disgusted. The dirt flowers. And the disease, the drugs. I'm a monster. What are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'm dead soon anyway. Maybe today.
Mary's attack is by spewing forth a swarm of moths.
Me.
Oh, I didn't know who the final boss was, you jerk.
Profit off me. They want to keep me alive.
You know who the
Are you
boss is
still
going to
here?
be,
I
dumbass.
told you to go. Dad, don't come back. James, wait.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm getting ready.
Good thing we got a hell of a lot of ammo, so. Because it says it takes a lot. Okay. Do it.
James wait and then doesn't continue. I'm assuming she just says she's sorry. I sorry. I hurt your feelings.
So I kill you with
So
a
I-
pillow. Oops.
Murder, murder, murder. Where am I? Who are you? You don't have a map of the area.
Okay.
I assume this is the way I want to go. James is really awkward to control in this area.
Jesus. How far the hell up are we going?
Well, we were all the way down before, so it might make sense to go all the way back up.
Stalling, stalling.
Pretty much. I see someone up here, though. Whoa.
Because it's the final boss battle, they don't want you running away. It's Mary! Maybe.
I wonder what ending I got.
Well, you still have to defeat the final boss.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake?
It's Maria.
Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than me. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
Whoa. Ew. Ew.
Let's turn that down a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh my god, it's the Antichrist.
Okay. Okay, run. Run.
I can't...
Dumbass.
I don't want to go to the map. It's not
Maps.
letting me...
Okay. It says she'll try to strangle you with her feet. And
But she's
bet-
upside down.
Okay, run. Run away from the moths, dude. See how
Well, I'm
much...
trying. They're not very deadly.
Their job is just to
Whoa!
let her
Ow.
get close. That's why. Okay. Okay, run away from the mods.
If
Their job is to delay you.
No!
Run!
You idiot!
Run!
Stop reloading!
Uh-oh. Stop hitting the map!
I don't mean to.
Run away, you're gonna
Well-
need some health soon.
At least that let me, like, get away.
Okay. Remember, you still have ampules, so if you need to use them, this is probably the time to use them.
Run!
Okay.
Run. No, you idiot. Ignore the freaking mods.
Okay. That's what happens when she uses a long range attack on her.
And his recovery.
Well,
from
it's
the
slow.
Well, no, just the recovery from the rifle is terrible. I mean, like, bad. Yeah,
suck.
shoot the window. You idiot.
Like I said, it was hard to use, but it does the most damage out of all your weapons short of your great knife, and I don't know if you can use melee on her. And one more for the Gipper. Now run. You're gonna have to reload here in just a sec, so be
I
ready.
have one more shot into the in the chamber. I wonder if that makes the moths go away. Nope. It just actually lets them attack me.
Okay. Now run.
Oh. I must admit, it's not that bad. But while I'm in the... Here, I'll... Yeah, the mods are not the worst of my problems.
Yeah, she could take quite a bit of damage before falling, so save up ammunition for the encounter would be recommended, though it's not necessary. Eventually she falls herself. It is very difficult to attack her with a melee weapon because of the metal framework and tentacles. After falling to the ground, one last blow and the now helpless monster ends the fight.
No, you idiot. You jerk off. You fired out the window.
Just move. It's going to be a while, but at least it's a relatively predictable creature. So.
And then lightning comes down from the heavens.
The hell
Wait.
was that?
So, I don't know, for whatever reason, he's like acting like an idiot.
Shoot it?
It's not letting me fire.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you out of ammo?
No, I'm not out of ammo. I have like 20 bullets left.
Well, shoot it then. Shoot it. Shoot it. Are you empty?
No!
What the hell? Something's not correct here.
See, it aims, but it doesn't fire.
Try another weapon. Oh, there we go.
But I didn't hit. I wasn't aiming at her. But maybe that fixed the loop error thing.
Yeah, it was weird. Alright.
Reload.
Wave him off, and shoot her. Now run. Up. Okay.
Okay.
Hit it. Now you just gotta...
Wait, I thought we gave Angela...
No, we didn't.
Oh, that's right.
Gonna kill her with the... Finish her off! Finish her! Okay. Just shoot it then.
Okay, fine, I'll use the pistol, because it's the most badass. I don't need you anymore. Bang!
Hooray!
Ugh.
Goodness gracious me.
I assume this means we're done. But, now I wonder,
Flashback time!
what ending did we get?
I don't know, we'll see. This is the ending.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
Oh, he did the right thing. Whoops.
Nice.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
Oh.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Aha! Logic is infallible.
Because I'm stuck in a hellhole.
Mary?
James. Please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
Oh.
So nice. Okay, so we got something from her. It's a thingy. Walking, footsteps loading. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did.
Oh, it's the letter from the opening.
Well, yeah, but
I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
Okay.
Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never did. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain, loneliness.
It's no emo.
I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly lying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad that he couldn't know. I've missed you terribly. I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come out. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Or maybe just disgusted. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time. And I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though we're not
oh,
together,
I thought I didn't know it was
Yes.
continuing. Just
Yeah.
I still wouldn't trade for the world. We had some
Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you how many you, but I can't bear for you to forget. These last few years since I became ill, I'm so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of the letter.
That's the end of the letter. Let's see. I feel like that's not the ending.
Yeah, I
though.
don't think so.
I feel like you get that no matter what happens.
Or maybe a variation of the letter, depending how well you do, I guess. There's
Okay,
Laura.
there's Laura.
Alone in the graveyard.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
James.
Also in the graveyard.
So not alone.
They're alone together in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Okay. Still creepy.
Kinda, but
It's definitely not as creepy as it was. It's foggy, but at least it looks sort of like normal fog. So,
not Silent Hill fog
yeah.
like we had.
Alright.
I guess
This is the ending, I suppose.
credits. Okay.
The ending credits. Alright,
Which any. Let's give our final thoughts.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's look at the endings. There's in the leave and water endings. The woman in the room is Maria once again making a final attempt to get James to take her. James rebuffs her, however, and she turns into a monster similar to hanging monsters in the hospital,
That's one of the
becoming
ones
the final boss. Upon her defeat, James will either leave Silent Hill together with Laura after being granted a final meeting with Mary,
That's it.
or drowns himself into Luca Lake so him and Mary can have a peaceful afterlife together. A replay ending entitled Rebirth will also have James kill Maria, but afterwards he will then attempt to use the new objects collected in the game to resurrect Mary by confronting the ancient gods of Silent Hill with an unknown result. The
Maria ending
is radically different. The player ends a lot of time. If the player spends a lot of time with Maria and protects her well from monsters and visits her in the hospital and that, the woman in the room will be Mary, who has not forgiven James for killing her. She will then turn into the final boss and the same monster Maria becomes. And after her defeat, James dismisses her as being just another hallucination. He then discovers Maria inexplicably resurrected again and leaves the town with her. As they leave, however, Maria starts coughing, implying she has the same illness Mary suffered from the events that drove James to the town may repeat themselves.
There are also two joke endings available on replays. The first dog ends with James discovering a dog beyond the locked door that has apparently been controlling all the events of the game from a large cartoony computer console. The second, UFO, is a continuation of the UFO ending from the first game, added in the Xbox port director's version, in which James is abducted by a group of aliens with the help of the first game's protagonist, Harry Mason. The dog and the UFO endings occur in one form or another in, I think, most of the Silent Hill games.
So
All
I
right.
guess final thoughts. I think this is one of the best games I've ever played, but it's not the best.
It's a good game. I'll give it. I will
It's-
definitely say I enjoyed it.
The puzzles
It had
sometimes
its
are-
faults. You know, the running around, some of the puzzles were a bit of a bitch, but I think overall it doesn't hurt the game too much.
Well, that's what Silent Hill is all about. I mean, Silent Hill 1 was about the running around trying to figure out the puzzles.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 is exactly the same thing in concept, but uses different character setting and plot, which does help.
Okay, and on it, it does have a lot of replay value. You know, you can play through it just to get the funny endings. I mean,
You can
know,
replay
why
it
not?
with all the weapons. You get extra weapons, I believe.
You know, but you get to do all this neat stuff. I suppose we got what you could consider the good ending, or one of, the good endings.
Which should tell us
I think we got, probably, out of all of them, probably got the goodest.
the
because
good plus.
Good plus. The good ending may have been the other one where he drowns himself, but
Which
he
is
goes
kinda
into
confusing.
a happy afterlife with Maria.
Or Mary.
The bad one is the
One where
rebirth one where he tries to resurrect her, using the gods of Silent Hill, and then the bad minus one is probably the one where he walks off with Maria and she starts coughing. Alright,
normal, hard, ending leave, ending clear, 1 of 4.
saves 33.
Total-
Walking distance. We only walked. Oh, I was going to say.
running distance is 15
Items
kilometers.
defeated enemies by shooting only 8.
And fighting 81.
Wow. Boat stage time.
Boat max speed.
I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't know how you can go any faster.
I don't know what that means.
Total damage, 1,238 points. My
Yeah.
rank was a 7
stars.
out of 10, I assume.
7 out of 10.
I think
That ain't
it's
bad. That ain't bad. Especially considering.
Save clear data.
Okay.
So let's save. Victory!
Alright, well, let's overall,
Okay, let's break
I would probably give this game. Well, let's break it down. All right. Gameplay. As a game itself, it played pretty well. I mean, like we said, we did have a bit of a gripes on the puzzles and some of the wandering around, but overall, I think it added more than it detracted from the story.
Right.
So out of that, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10 for just general gameplay.
I'd give it an 8. I think it deserves an 8 for gameplay. Puzzles.
We played those on hard. I guess we could. That would be part of gameplay.
They weren't too even on hard. They weren't extremely difficult.
I mean, we could have solved them on our own, but it just took so long
And we got impatient.
that
with
we
it.
got impatient.
That's more of
So-
our impatience than it being a difficult game
Yeah,
or anything of that sort.
but all right. Let's try mechanics. The mechanics I had a problem with.
They were kind
The
of awkward.
movement, especially, the camera's constantly moving. Sometimes forward is forward, sometimes forward is back. It doesn't work in the way most third-person games would work.
I know. I will be right back. Continue.
All right. The fight mechanics could get a bit wonky, but overall, I mean, they were functional. So for the camera at some points did get stuck, and it was a little bit weird where it was in directions where you couldn't exactly see where you were going. The fight mechanics, it's standard third-person fare. It's a lot of the same stuff as, Resident Evil. Same style where, you can't fight until you go in your fight stance. And while I was never a huge fan of that type of a mechanic, it works for what you're going for. I couldn't in any way say that it was actually broken. So as far as mechanics, I'd probably give that another 7 out of 10, just because the cameras made it, the camera and movement made it really difficult at some points. Story, overall the story's great. I mean, Konami, as far as Silent Hill games, top-notch story writing. The earlier ones especially. Later ones, stories start getting a little more worn out. But this one, especially, the story was really good. It did have a lot of sort of, twists and turns in the story. Certain elements of the story I felt a little confused about. First and foremost, certain characters. While they did add to the depth of the story, in the end really didn't have any effect on the outcome. Those mostly being Angela and Eddie. They really didn't have any effect on the story at all. I mean, they were interesting characters to have around, and they did give some, interesting little sidebars to certain things, added a little bit more depth to the story. But in the end, if you removed them from the game, you could still have the entire plot. Laura, a little less so, because she did tie into the story more. She tied in with Mary, and her hospital stay and things like that. And whereas Angela and Eddie you just sort of bumped into them, and it was like, oh, hi. Story-wise, I mean, I would have to give it 9 out of 10. I mean, very little could have been improved upon in the story of this game. Replay value. This is one of the few games, actually, where it is worth it to replay. Because you replay it with, weapons that you didn't have. You can unlock certain things. You can unlock new endings. Sort of in the same vein as Resident Evil, you can replay it, and it's different when you replay it after having beaten it. So replay value, I definitely give this game a 9.
Replay value is definitely a high number for me.
Let me get your opinions on story, and game mechanics.
Game mechanics, since you did that one first.
I gave that a 7 out of 10. My reasons being, definitely hard to handle.
Yeah, he's
handle the character. That was my biggest gripe.
It's similar to Silent Hill 1 in that,
and it's similar to Resident Evil.
They control like tanks. They're very difficult to maneuver around. They're not very
smooth.
Agile.
Yeah,
they're not agile. That, in addition to the way that he handles the weapons now, understandably, since he is not like a hardened space marine from the future, he doesn't have combat training. Same with Harry Mason and Heather Mason in Silent Hill 3. They don't have any actual training to use weapons, so it is understandable that they are kind of like clumsy with their weapons in that. But for something you swing,
sometimes it does get a bit annoying. And story, how did you feel about the story?
Well, for my game mechanics, I'll give it my score of control. 7 out of 10. I'd have to give it a 7. No, actually, I'll give it a 6 because it was kind of awkward at times, especially with like the changing camera angles.
Yes.
And that.
The story, I gave it a 9 out of 10. My biggest gripe, and this wasn't even really a gripe, was that certain aspects, certain characters of the story really didn't mean anything. If you think about it, Eddie and Angela didn't really provide any. I mean, it fleshed out the game. I understand that, and I thank them for that. It fleshed out the game a bit, better than just running around. Where's everybody? It gives it a little bit more depth, but at the same time, they have no connection to really any James or anything he's doing. Laura was a bit more. She had a connection to Mary, and so there was her blip on that sort of continuum.
Right.
So, but I ended up giving it a 9 out of 10 because I couldn't. I can't fault the game for that.
Story-wise, I'd also give it a 9, pretty much for the same reasons. My main issue with it was not that they didn't provide anything, it was just that you didn't really get in. I would have preferred if they would have given them, since they gave us those characters, give us more of those characters. Give it like subplots.
For the most part.
That was
she sort of, you only encounter her 3 times.
Right.
Well, no, you encounter her 4 times. and they're both at complete opposite ends of the game.
So you almost forget about her by the time
Eddie,
you meet her
you
again.
sort of
you meet
run into more.
Right. And a little bit more like backstory, or a little bit more of a inclusion into the story would have been nice for those characters, just because, I mean, well, okay, there's characters, but then you don't really do much with
Angela got a bit more fleshed out with her backstory.
them. Right.
Eddie, it's just, and Eddie's
he-
motives are a bit weird. It's like, yeah, he got picked on and bullied and teased,
And he
but-
killed his dog.
and he killed his dog because of it. But it's like
Then it's like, okay, well,
You know,
he turned nuts. for some
Angela
reason.
got murdered,
Well,
by her husband. No.
Abused.
Mary got murdered by her husband. Angela got,
sexually abused
sexually
as a
abused by her
child.
husband, by her
Father.
But his backstory kind of seems just like,
I killed
Jeez,
my
that's
dog
like-
and I was an awkward kid.
yeah, it's like that's shit a lot of people go through, and that doesn't throw them into hell.
Well,
Spawn.
most of
Most
them
of
in hell spawn areas, but
But overall, I still gave the story a 9, and you gave it a 9 as well.
yeah, there's one more thing that I want, and it is a minor one, but it does add. Actually, there's two of them. One adds into the other. The first one being overall atmosphere. I would say it's probably one of the best atmospheres in any game I've ever played, because instead of, okay, there's a linear path, and there's just a hallway, you can go pretty much anywhere, and you have to figure out where you have to go.
And I did sort of.
And
I wish they would have gone into this a bit more. Was the back and forth play between the sort of the fog world
And
of
the
Silent
other
Hill
world.
and the other world. Now, from what I've read, there's a third world, which is the real world, which is where Silent Hill is just a normal town, which is apparent from what I've read, and this is just unofficial. That's where Laura's living.
Okay.
She doesn't see any of the other stuff that's going on.
That's
to
why.
her, it's just a normal town.
That's why James is wondering.
Yeah, why?
How are you not hurt? What happened? All that
I
other
wish
stuff.
they would have been a little bit more interplay, because in this game it was just sort of, oh, we're back. There wasn't really a huge difference other
Yeah,
than
Silent Hill 1, you had the siren going off, and it was like, oh, I'm getting sick. If you remember when he's with Lisa Garland, he keeps going back and forth because of the hospital, and he's like getting a headache or whatever.
yeah, they didn't do as much with that, but the overall
Personally,
atmosphere was definitely very good.
I'm gonna give the atmosphere an 8 out of 10 purely because of the boat level. That was the most annoying
And that
thing
was a
in this
bad game mechanic too.
I couldn't figure out exactly what they were trying to do with that. I mean, yes, I can understand. Oh, okay, A lengthens the game, and B gives you control,
but it
but
doesn't.
not really.
It
'cause
doesn't
you
really
can't-
give you control because you can't see.
You don't have a marker on the map, so you don't know if you're going in the right direction. You don't know where you're at on the lake. You have to kind of guess,
Yeah.
and that gets really annoying. But that's the only problem I have with the overall atmosphere.
The atmosphere of the game, I would probably give maybe an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I would put the boat thing more under gameplay and
Now,
mechanics.
a sub-topic for the atmosphere would probably be the music or sound effects. Sound effects sounded really good. Like I said a couple of times, especially in the hotel, the music in the hotel was amazing.
Very good.
I
I did
love the
enjoy
music
it.
box. I like the song "True" when he finds out he murdered his wife. Like I said, I do have the music box theme as my ringtone on my phone just because I liked it that much. Overall, the music does add to it. When you're going down a hallway and there's no sound at all, it's still kind of creepy. When you're walking down a hallway and there's an enemy in that same length of hallway or in the general area, the radio starts going off and you're like
Yeah.
thinking, oh, where is it going to be? Because since there's also those tight corners and narrow corridors, you can't really tell. Especially when you get to the point where you're in the hospital and there's those fixed camera corridors where Maria and you get chased by Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
So
That's
I definitely give the music a 9.5 out of 10.
now replay value, and let's wrap this up.
Replay value,
I did say
I would
gave
probably-
mine I think an 8 out of 10, just because you do get there is a lot of reason to replay it other than just to play it again. It's different. It's not just like another game where you play it. Oh, now I'm playing it again, and I know what's gonna happen. There's different endings. You get to play with different weapons, and you can. And now that you know there are different endings, you can
try and get those
try
different
and
names.
adjust your play accordingly.
Now for the replay value, I will give it a a 9 out of 10 just because it has all those multiple endings, plus all the secrets, the dog ending, the UFO ending, all that stuff. The one thing I do want to point out, though, and this is different than like actual endings and mechanics and that, but it does tie into them, is that if I can go to the main menu. Well, I can't, but if I were to go to the main menu, there's a section when you choose a new game to choose a difficulty for the action level as well as the puzzle level. If you notice, there's hard, normal, easy, and beginner under action level, but no beginner under puzzle level. Now, from what I read, the beginner difficulty level and action level, rather, is that there's no enemies ever. You just go
So
through
it's just exploring.
for the story, exploring, puzzles, that kind of stuff.
It is an interesting way to
you never
get
have
through
to
it without...
you never have to worry about fighting an enemy, so you don't have to worry about ammo conservation or anything of that
At the same
sort.
time, though, certain things about the game, there would have to be creatures.
For example, the pyramid,
The pyramid
head fight at
heads,
the end,
the pyramid head in the elevator where she gets killed.
but nothing that would cause you any real danger.
Overall, averaging my scores together roughly would give this game an 8 out of 10. It
I would
really
say
was high
7
in
and
story and
3/4.
atmosphere, but mechanics dragged it down. The mechanics of this game were not as
best.
tight as they could have been.
Right. It could have
So-
changed. They could have changed it slightly. I mean, in like since it's a PS2 game, as well as other consoles like PC and Xbox, I believe, they all have multiple methods for controlling. You have the control stick and the control pad.
Yes.
Now, you could have changed. They probably could have changed this and made it a little bit better by using one control stick to strafe and all that, like a normal shooter would be, and using the right analog stick for aiming the camera, swinging the camera around, as is the standard for most games. Now, that would probably made James' control a lot better, but also would have made it feel a little bit more like a regular FPS.
Alright. Well, overall, this is definitely one of the best games we've
Yes.
done on this show.
So overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 with an honorary 9, just because it's Silent Hill 2 and it gave me a couple of panicky moments at times.
Alright, we will see you guys next time. This is TMFTP signing out.